Dear Naruto Lemon fans, I'm thrilled to invite all of you to my Boosty channel, where you can enjoy exclusive Naruto Lemon scenes in a comfortable and supportive community. Choose from various subscription tiers, from Mini Lemon to God Lemon, and gain access to unique content tailored just for our fans. Plus, subscribers to over Naruto Lemon and God Lemon will receive special mentions in my videos. Support my channel and dive deeper into the world of Naruto today. Dare! On August 16th, when the Great One lives, a certain Nohi is already on the bloody Obanara, a boy is born. The boy's birth was decided to take place outside of Konoha, since Shina had a very churik from the nine-tailed winter on Lissa, though he was already taking it on the third hen. His bonfire is Ben, all over the bunker. I gave birth to Kushina, you could hear his screams. They were cutting him up to 6, no worse, with knives to the tops. You just have to endure a little, everything will be fine. He is right-handed, he runs to the hedgehogs, his head runs a little more, I ask for a few more. A cave announced in a children's cloak to me while she gave boys to this, who at that moment was the happiest person. And not a fearful one, quickly at her son, and that immediately noticed the jug and looked at her son and loudly asked for a blowjob. What happened? For some reason, you look like that from him and in the chakras. Very powerful deltas at the level of a Chunin, even by the standards of the clan, mother of his chakra reserves. Preference is too large. I'm afraid to imagine what they will be like in the future and what kind of monster the chakras will be. The bitch, too, they began to look at with love. What kind of eyes me there, and you have blue eyes the color of the sky and purple eyes looked lovingly like a newborn baby whose hair was a hedgehog and the color of Crimea. The baby had already stopped crying and was looking at his son, but this product destroyed that. Took the babies, closed the seal. What's not with the fake interesting? Here Bayek comes into the room and says, __, that's enough, better don't need rest, need a hospital to check the baby's condition. Minato teleported all the hospitals with his technology and called the doctors. What happened when put my wife and son in the ward? They need rest. This is the same check my son's condition if like SMS also ran. Irina's took them away. His best friend was waiting like an Uchiha. Everything. Wife is a hamster, but how did it go? Her son, how was the birth? What was the name of the son? Anvil bombarded with questions. My best friend's wife, I'm going nowhere, everything is fine. Relatively well, as if I didn't really try to get out what no matter what I try. And I don't know myself, but this is even better. There were fewer problems. Don't glow with sound, you need to rest and I'll go somehow. Wash told them, so what buddy, let's go have a drink. It's okay today. Simba is one of the hard ones. I'm asking for this day. All this time, Minato couldn't find a place for himself, as he was very worried about Naruto's muffled voices, and then the moment came when they were tempted to receive results regarding Naruto. Minato teleported to the hospital and went to the hospital. It was a Sakeda. Naruto. Good afternoon. So, with the results, since this was a very important issue for them, everything is fine with the baby. It's very powerful, somewhere on the level of wonderful. He also has purple hair. The shade, and with its power also he doesn't have coils to the head. What to do? His control is easier. Such cases were also. This will not prevent him from using the future, but for the word to everyone, it's good if you can do everything, be free. If you can't imagine how glad I am, he will become the future. Parents are already home. After 2 years, 7, the 4th Hokage, another important event was supposed to happen, the birth of Naruto's brother and sister. Man, beaconing, 2 years after Naruto's birth, he showed himself what he was doing. he tried to crawl after 5 months of birth, I tried to speak some sentences for a year and a half, even rarely cried. He will always be a quiet child for 2 years, his parents loved him very much. Always paid attention, and now on October 10th, light is born, copper chemistry, I can't find how his father is. His eyes were the color of the sky, he also had a mustache, looks like a fox, he is people, they have stripes. Which was more like his mother, rounded analytics, or are these eyes, hair? Also, she washed stripes on her cheeks, but something unpredictable happened, nine-tailed. Pray to get out, wanted to destroy your legs. It was decided to seal the exchange themes, memes for decided to seal. With what kind of cover, souls and mind, whether Sam was sealed, dens, as he wanted, protected himself most of all, the roof on survived after studying, since it was possible to hack her life energy was striking after sealing Alice, there was a proclamation that the meme hero of the village is holding Sammy for this Koshinovic, the swan-like children. __, this is how people grow and considered him a genius, and jugs, this is what Naruto always walked, but I eat to celebrate love. 5 years passed along the street, step by step. Matches, years of family, hair was the color of blood, hairstyle was a hedgehog like the Uchiha Madara in action, eyes were the color of a cloudless sky, next to him was a girl and smiled sweetly, watching her son. Mom, after such a belt. Yes, you are fighting Kushin with these, she laughed and said, son, how much ramen can you eat? I like this dish. So let's go quickly. The boy wanted his mother by the hand and ran when they didn't come in the evening, not like always. Hello, you usually teach me. Really, said the agreement Naruto. I'm glad to see you, and the order will be fulfilled after the meal. It was decided to go home, since Naruto too everyone went home when they got home. Naruto went to read his favorite book. He went to cook dinner. Half an hour later, he came to see how his children were doing. We all started to go. As we see, they were sleeping. He went to the room, and Naruto was considered his favorite book. Hello, Naruto. How was the day? Very good. Today, I didn't go to training, so I walked around the village myself. And tomorrow, I'll learn to throw a kunai shurikens and I'll get busy awakening the hearth. We're checking, and he only smiled and said, I'm not proud of you, my son, then they'll bring us heat and tsunade tomorrow. This is the Taina family with her son. Okay, I'm going to bed. Good night. __. He smiled at this whole you and closed the door. The next day, Naruto became 5 a.m., ate anywhere, procedures, and went to the training ground. At the training ground, the guy did his standard set of exercises, namely, it's annoying how many push-ups there are around the training ground. The guy met 10 meters from the target and tried to hit the target, which he got on the third try out of 5. Then we begin meditation. He tried to conduct the hearth. Perry knew how it's done, and the snow was so nourished. And read after an hour of meditation, an hourly vacation of the stomach, and he decided to fasten his channel glasses. He trained until the evening and decided to walk through the village. The residents looked at the guy with smiles. After all, he is the son of the 4th Hokage, for which they received a smile in response, but that guy saw how the guy called the girl in the alley. Looked so active, blue hair and pale skin, even among the Hyuga clan. She has runner eyes, light lavender. The guy wanted to hit the girl. She approached Naruto, first of all, a blow, and asked why you are doing this. To which I will already get an answer. I liked her music. This, go on your way, otherwise my father will kill you. I tried only Naruto, but it didn't work. MRI. But he turned the blows. After this, people, girls asked. How are you? Everything is fine, it's not mourning for you anymore. No. Don't worry, they will get his words. You have beautiful hair and eyes, and mayonnaise in this Samaki Naruto, me, Hinata Hyuga. Said she was all red. Okay, bye, see you, and the guy wrote home. After waking up, he saw his family, Demis, this is hello, we give the most valuable thing, he said and bowed. He hit me when I want to help the girl. He said and began to scream and point fingers at the people, he was shocked, he saves his boyfriend, and he also yelled, what are you, the girl, wanted to give Naruto, you are disgracing me, give me. I ask, the only room, he said calmly. Father. This isn't true, though. Naruto continued. I said quickly to the room. Everyone was shocked that I was specifically looking at my son. Then, when Naruto came out in front of the army, the horses were celebrating with everyone in there. Heads in the area of how the father awarded Naruto went to his room. Everyone's heads didn't go out. Their eyes were on the salmon time. They were so filled with cold that it seemed like he wasn't his son. The next day, Naruto began to do water procedures and decided to go downstairs. When he went downstairs, he saw his father's mother. I said, good morning. Minato's leather boots turned first. He immediately overcame a smile. Father followed him with a robe. Good morning Naruto, sit down to eat, it would be good Naruto, I hope you're embarrassing me like a dash, you should have thought of grabbing and hitting the girl and then hitting her. Give me a disappointed note, if it's not like it was interrupted, I don't want to hear anything, don't embarrass me, I have to go to work already. Naruto. Tell me how it was yesterday, actually, it was good. It was in the evening, and here she said. Everything that happened yesterday. I understand, you're a good girl. Why weren't you afraid of responsibility? Talk to your father. Thank you, Mom, training with the service. He approached the boy and said, attacked. Hello, Kerosene, the most polite one. He said to Tanya, people, Icon, do you want me to train you at night? Naruto in his thoughts. This will help me become stronger. Show my father who I began to despise. I'll think it over. Yes, the answer is yes, I agree with this. This will help me become stronger, then I agree. Brothers, such training is heroes, she's with us, because I saw how the guy thought it over and answered, decided to start his usual training, but only increase the load by 5 exercises. We'll monitor this. Well. The third one is the most Naruto began training, the paths of strength, his face all day long. 3 saw the boy's perseverance. And I thought about his future boy very much perseverance. I'm afraid to imagine what a strong future. It was time to rest and the third one approached the boy and asked Naruto. What kind of shinobi do you admire? Naruto, I didn't hesitate, I answered. I admire Uchiha Madara. For me, he was always a strong man. His strength made him a fighter. There were no equals to him in the whole world except for the first Hokage. I even think that Madara didn't die during the battle. The United States and I myself want to be as strong as him to protect what is dear to me. I am also such a charger who is not ignored. Amazing boys. Very powerful checks. Such checks remained for 1,000 screams. Reality got it. And his goal is amazing. I will also put such a theory from the model. This speaks of his rich thinking. Seriously. You should go and ask yourself. And in the same Naruto, from an early age I always wondered who are shinobi? The meaning of life. About this, but I never find an answer. What questions did the boy have, and I was amazed at the thinking of a 5-year-old child, and he answered. The meaning of life is what you find during your life. Maybe it will be the protection of the village or loved ones. Maybe this will be proof of your life, everything will be interesting during your existence. And regarding your next one, it's just that for us, those who defend themselves in the village are preparing life for the village itself. Its inhabitants, our village, are always very comrades, that this is very important. You should your friends. I, too, were not comrades. Naruto was impressed by such answers, and he decided to tell me the information. Okay, Naruto, guys, I'm teaching you. You need to control, you didn't have time. Finish. As Naruto interrupted him, the third one wants to go through the trees and water, and once I read about this in a book, I know that you need to find the golden mean when approaching the water well, you need to always have a very good knowledge of the boy, despite him. Attack Link, we wanted. After all, after you see all this, people, sharks, but now try to do what you just wrote. There is Naruto, I remember what he said, and to the surprise of the boy and his teacher, Naruto got to go to the top of the tree the first time, and different, as I saw this, I dropped the phone, because this guy surprised him very much and said if they called the third one herself, yes. Check the boy's body and see if at a certain point on the head. Yes, the third one myself, I. Especially country boys recoiled back because the boy was purple, what I said, density, and also there were no coils on the head, what happened, very dense, frightening coils on the head, I did not find, maybe he is free. Music, for you, good news, the boy came down. No one, the question, they seriously continued in your head, what does control, what will allow you to spend less, purple, that is she is too dense and powerful. It would seem that the boy's eyes will soon fly out, and such good news will allow him to become stronger faster. He jumped on the spot and shouted, I can become strong. Curson only issued a bag and said let's go to the lake, we'll go underwater, and tomorrow we will study the thesis through the boy in general. Capricorn and the boy stood on the lake but also failed. I try very glad got up. Went to try further. Boys got to go on water. This is automation after frequent training. When the knows this video, Naruto said, as I thought you didn't see even more time it took this time. I'm proud that I am your teacher. The boy blushes from this and said thank you. So study for me, I will try to meet your expectations. Seriously, this smiled and said Naruto, for today training is over, maybe you are free tomorrow. I'm waiting for you. This is already far from a test. Sensei Naruto was going about what, and he kept thinking his son Saiyan and the meaning of being a shinobi, the meaning of life. Did not notice how the Uchiha family was walking in front of him, and he crashed into an older boy. Not to you, he thought that he, as always, did not. He will notice and he will become and go further, but Peskin said that the match with his hand said and give Naruto 2 years older. Hello, and Nyusha, everything I think is that don't pay attention to people. Hello, no, I wasn't mistaken. I think that I always want to go to the clouds behind me. __. To me, lips, not cats, and how in thoughts, these are the first media on this jug. So what are you thinking about, people? I always think about the meaning of life. Since he reminded himself of the action and he answered Naruto doesn't want to be friends. We're shocked, so some have not yet offered to be friends with anyone, and everything was detached, and then he himself offered. Of course Itachi, you are my first friend. They don't want to become strong too much to protect what is dear to me, so I don't spare myself in training. I can walk on trees, not carts. Family were very shocked. Boy only loops there show themselves as geniuses. Okay, this is then I'm already time. I hope to see you. Okay, come on. When I asked no more precisely why did you decide to be friends with everyone, I'll remind me in childhood I want to be on the same team with him in the future. It's clear you know Itachi, I won't read You were friends, he's a good guy, thank you father. Meanwhile Naruto returned home. And as his family is having dinner smiling what he people then became more in the soul she went to the table and pissed all for him. You have done nothing today to disgrace us. Naruto got up from hanging. No. Naruto woke up in the morning at 6 a.m. He did water procedures, eat fish and went to the training ground. And today will be his training thesis. Also Naruto, I started thinking that you should buy yourself a good bike. I wanted to learn how to throw a dream. After he came to the training ground, he started doing a warm-up of 75 polygons and 75 push-ups. When he did this, he decided to mark and try. Didn't she ask for anything to strengthen the chakra channels? When Kursen came to the training ground, apparently Naruto approached him and said, "Hello, how are you?" Naruto opened his eyes and built. Who knows? Kursen noticed Naruto's eyes. If it's not different from this, they were yesterday. They became colder, more indifferent, quickly changed to good forces. I wondered what happened. What do you mean? Naruto's voice, everything is fine, the sun, and let's get started. I would also like to make an interesting request. What kind of weapon do you want? It will work out in the movie. After that, he choked, because he didn't think he was lying down to learn to throw himself. It was with this weapon that they were slightly cold and a disorganized guy and thought about what he should do next. A completely foreign language for a start. Let's practice in the thesis. I was thinking yesterday. What style should I offer you? In the end, since only the thinking team will decide on you, Sveta, just the thesis, since I have left this scroll that Hash found, Aroma-sensei, put it in your library. I took it because it is very dangerous. If it remains, what will happen against the village? Naruto smiled with a kind smile. She looked at her. Sunday. I was not surprised because he did not think that he would be so lucky. Good. Sensei, can you give me the scrolls? They will work on it. We will also test your elements and train you. Thank you. Uchiha Madara has his own style of martial art. This is called Shibute, which means shadows of death. Shibuta is a crude martial art. You will read into yourself unique fighting movements, reminiscent of death dance movements, such as breakdancing, capoeira, which is very difficult for him. His art results in incredible reactions, physical strength, and endurance. I find very complex movements. With this art, one can say that every part of the boy's body will think independently. However, this will not be some kind of spreading state. On the contrary, one can say that all forces become united. This user will be able to play in any danger, not draw an enemy. Such skills with any bladed weapons and improvised objects. What can serve combat purposes? For example, from a field of flour, I can dig up or kill several enemies at once. This will be enough for me. Well, in my thoughts, it will be very difficult, but I am ready for stronger to protect my dear little ones, because character changes, and if my father reads me shame, I will become indifferent to him. Naruto, let's go. Check out your poems. I think you will learn the scroll. So if you want, you will come to me at one bon. Your talents will be invaluable units. You will also be able to gain experience in battles. This is my passive. Naruto's Jamins. Everyone thought that agreeing was a chance for him. I agree. Okay, so we will find out your element. If it couldn't be like that, then you. VD, the element earth will burn, fire will close in the evening. Lightning will strike. Naruto's habits. Revolution. He collided with it, and he didn't understand what it was. It was never said anywhere that such lightning exists. Hell, he dropped the phone and said, Naruto, I see. This only for the second time in my life. The second act is your first. Maybe he will help me. You, but no, he died in an attack on the ears. Voiva fell. Uzumaki, you also called me. Lightning whirlpools. Listen, Naruto, and no one should know about this. Except for your jam-covered faces, we'll smoke with a little fear. Naruto was in shock, because the unique genome, because the owners were also Uzumaki. Naruto could be connected to him. Okay, I'll tell you about this, my only friend. You can tell me by email about this movie. Whose ham is this? Okay, I know almost nothing myself. You probably know with your shoulders that this is a genome. The user moves very quickly. If your genome is at 100%, then you can surpass Naruto in speed. If you do that, then I can be faster than everyone. My stamina will allow me to test with my opponent for a very long time. Naruto, I need teachers like Moni for you so that it's easier for you to control your movie. Okay, see you later, sensei. Second, you're off to skate. People approached the Uchiha clan head's house to talk to him and knocked on the door of someone. Uchiha Nikota-san, what is it? You probably saw he was walking on the second floor in the room on the left. Thank me. Some San people went up to the second floor and knocked on the door. This TP was heard. Come in. Naruto came in. I looked at you, answered purchased room, said hello. This is what. Hello Naruto, how are you? How are you training? Everything is great since you are my first friend and I will tell you something about this. Nodded to no one today that we are relatives. This is something. Shocked by this information, at the same time happy for a friend, and told her very happy for you friend, and I promise that I will not tell anyone anything. So they talked until the evening and Naruto went home. Here are the differences and contempt of the father. The next day, after breakfast, people and came poured did his set of exercises, and we will add more exercise again. Let the exercise about this and meditate. He was watching all this on by masks on half the face with one closed eyes. We sit with hair 5 years. Few people do what he did. This guy amazing. Here Tun herself asked him teach the technique of lightning poetry. Well, you can try it with a forecast, and I said, I want Kakashi, I'll be yours, or lightning. This is heroes. I'm saying that you have a very good chakra contract. This is wonderful, and ask for a task. Hello, my name is Azumaki. Naruto said. In my thoughts, an interesting guy. Besides, we'll see how he is in training. To begin with, you will create the form of lightning. We will learn the technique about this. I will also help you meet someone who will give you adjustments that these are not so. You understood me. It was good for Kakashi. The surprising thing is that there was no scarlet color at the end of the training. People managed to transmit the form of lightning. Why was Kakashi struck? Okay. Music. Speaking sensei until the evening. Kakashi's nerves were busy obtaining the parameters of the applicant. The attack technique simply could not help but see the boy himself. This guy is amazing. In a few months, he will already be able to learn basic movements. This network of theses will be ideal for him. The combination in itself is the endurance of the main castle. In the future, this guy will be so strong that he will grow up with us. Only thanks to him, in military terms, after training, the swings decided to walk. Throughout the village, eyes were looking forward and paying no attention when he came back from training. It turned out that Minato wasn't home, and Naruto decided to approach his mother. He approached his mother and said hello to his mother and at least asked you, will you help me with punctuation? Our layout, of course, is a machine, and in the future, you. The head of the clan, and I believe that you will be able to find the remnants of my clan who completed their training around the world. What will you do tomorrow at lunch and while you go home? Pose, wash your hands, eat. Tell them about their successes. Mother smiled, patted him on the